Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome you all the student of class 11 for our chemistry lecture. As we have started elements of group 1 and 2. This is our fourth lecture for the same. Today student we are going to study chemical properties of element of group 1 and 2. As we know, group 1 is your alkali metal and group 2 is your alkaline earth metal. They both are very reactive in nature. They are very reactive. It means they react very fast. As a result of this property, they are always found in combined state. Their reactivity is due to their low ionization enthalpy. We know what is ionization enthalpy, student. What is ionization enthalpy? It is nothing but the amount of energy required to liberate the most loosely bonded electron from an isolated gaseous atom. We have studied this whole thing in detail. Fine. As these group element, that is your group 1 alkali metal in group 2 alkaline earth metal, they are very reactive. Due to this reason they find in combined state, and their reactivity is due to their low ionization enthalpy. The reactivity of these metals increases with increasing atomic radius. As we note, as we are moving down the group, either in group 1 or group 2, down the group, the atomic radius is being increasing. As we are moving down the group, the reactivity of these metals will also be increases, and corresponding lowering ionization enthalpy down the group 1 and 2. Fine. So here student, we know in group 1 and group 2, as we are moving from top to the bottom, ionization enthalpy is decreasing, atomic radius is increasing, and reactivity of these metal will also be increased. So here student, the elements of group 1 and group 2 belongs to which block? They both belongs to S block elements and hence show similarity in their chemical properties. They belongs to S block and hence due to the similarity they belongs to the same block, they are having similarity in their chemical properties. Okay, that we show a differences in the atomic radii, ionization enthalpy and valency. If we see the differences in these chemical properties, these are due to the variation in their atomic radii, ionization enthalpy and valency. Let's see the first reaction. The first reaction is with oxygen. What is oxygen? Oxygen is your O, and oxygen exists in gaseous state in the form of O2. Fine. Oxygen is your O, whose atomic number is 8 and atomic mass is 16. Okay, and oxygen exists in gaseous state in the form of O2. Let's see reaction with oxygen for group 1. All the elements of group 1 rapidly lose their luster in air due to the formation of layer of oxide on peroxide and in some cases superoxide by reaction with oxygen in air. Okay, what do you mean by oxide? Oxygen, when any of the element of group 1 will react with oxygen, it get converted into oxide. Here you see lithium. Li is your lithium. When it reacted with oxygen, it get converted into lithium oxide. The number 2 for lithium is therefore balancing the equation. Li is your lithium plus O2 is your oxygen. When lithium is reacted with oxygen, it get converted into lithium oxide. Fine. We have balanced the equation. Okay. Then the second reaction is with sodium. When sodium is reacted with oxygen, it gets converted into sodium peroxide. Fine. So when lithium is reacted with oxygen, it gets converted into lithium oxide, and sodium, when it is being reacted with oxygen, it gets converted into sodium peroxide. K is nothing but your potassium. When potassium is reacted with oxygen, it gets converted into potassium superoxide. Now you see potassium, how many numbers it has been present? 1. And oxygen 2. 1. Then you are getting K plus O2 arrow, you are getting KO2, that is your potassium superoxide. Take a book and pen in your hand and write down the reaction. Fine student, scribble it. It is very simple reaction. Lithium reacted with oxygen, it get converted into lithium oxide. Sodium Na, when it is reacted with oxygen, get converted into sodium peroxide. And potassium, when it is reacted with oxygen, get converted into potassium superoxide. Now here the oxide of group 1 metal are strongly basic in nature. What do you mean by basic in nature? When these compound, oxide compound, which oxide compound? When the group 1 metal reacted with oxygen and got converted into oxide. We have studied lithium, when it is being reacted with oxygen, get converted into lithium oxide. When these lithium oxide get dissolved in water, they form solution of strong alkali. See, LiOH. When it LiOH, it is nothing but your alkali. Fine. So when lithium, it is dissolved in water, LiO, that is your lithium oxide. Lithium, when it is being treated with oxygen, get converted into lithium oxide. And when this lithium oxide, when dissolved in water, they will form aqueous solution of strong alkali, LiOH. That is nothing but strong alkali solution. Fine. This is your strong alkali solution. So, here student, I am repeating it. When lithium reacted with oxygen, get converted into lithium oxide. When this lithium oxide is dissolved in water, it will form what? It will form aqueous solution of strong alkali. This shows that the oxide of group metal, which group 1 metal, are strongly basic in nature. Fine, let's see the second group. Reaction with oxygen. These metals are protected from air oxidation by an oxide film formed on their surface. Here, these group 2 will be protected, group 2 metal will be protected from air oxidation. How? By an oxide film formed on their surface. A film will be formed, a layer will be formed on their surface. Hence, all the elements of group 2 burn with ignited in air, forming metal oxide, MO type oxide. Okay, the product is a mixture of oxide and nitride. Here you see, when magnesium, it is being reacted with oxygen, it get converted into magnesium oxide. Okay, Mg is nothing but your magnesium. When magnesium is being reacted with oxygen, it get converted into magnesium oxide. While when magnesium is being treated with nitrogen, it get converted into magnesium nitride. Here, further heating of the oxide in air resulting in formation of peroxide. You are supposed to study this much only. When magnesium is reacted with oxygen, it get converted into magnesium oxide, while magnesium, when it is being reacted with nitrogen, get converted into magnesium nitride. Now student, let's see the second reaction of group 1 with water. Lithium, sodium, potassium. All of these elements float on water. Why? Due to their hydrogen bubbles release on reaction with water. When these compounds reacted with water, they form hydrogen bubble. Okay, they will form hydrogen bubble which has been reacted during the reaction. So, lithium, sodium and potassium float on water. Lithium reacts slowly, but sodium and potassium react vigorously with water. Vigorously means very fast. Lithium reacts slowly, while sodium and potassium reacts very fast. Due to high exothermic, what do you mean by exothermic reaction? The reaction during the process in which the heat has been given out, the heat has been evolved out. Okay. So, due to highly exothermic reaction, sodium and potassium catch fire when put in water. Okay, when sodium or potassium metal has been kept in water, it will put fire. Due to this reason, we are keeping sodium metal in kerosene. Okay, so as lithium, sodium and potassium will float in water. Why? Because on reacting with water, they form hydrogen bubbles. Sodium and potassium react very fast while lithium reacts slowly with water. As they are highly exothermic reaction, sodium and potassium will catch fire when put in water. Due to this reason, we are keeping sodium metal in kerosene. So here Na, that is your sodium, when it is being reacted with water, it get converted into sodium cation and hydroxyl anion, and during this process hydrogen gas has been evolved out. That is, your hydrogen bubbles will be released during this reaction. Okay, fine. When sodium is reacted with water, the number 2 behind sodium, the number 2 behind water is nothing but for balancing the equation we are writing down. Okay, when sodium 2 moles of sodium is reacted with 2 moles of water, we are getting 2 moles of sodium cation plus 2 moles of hydroxyl ion plus hydrogen bubbles. Let's see the other reaction of group 2 with water. When the elements of group 2 react with water, they form metal hydroxide. What is hydroxide? Hydroxide is nothing but your OH and hydrogen. Here beryllium does not react with water. Magnesium decompose hot water. Other elements react with cold water, forming metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. In short, when the elements of group 2 react with water, it gets converted into hydroxide and hydrogen. Fine. Here you see calcium, Ca. This element, when it is being reacted with water, it gets converted into calcium hydroxide. Ca is your calcium plus 2H2O. 2H2O is H2O is your water. When it is being Ca, when it is being reacted with H2O, it get converted into CaOH twice. Fine, that is a metal hydroxide plus H2 hydrogen gas will be evolved out. Fine, student. So here when the elements of group 2 react with water, it get converted into metal hydroxide and hydrogen. Let's see the other reaction with hydrogen. Now group 1 reaction with hydrogen. This group 1, that is your alkali metal, when it is being reacted with hydrogen, condition is that at high temperature. The temperature it has been given, it is 673 Kelvin. So the temperature is very high. Fine. It when this metal, when it is reacted with hydrogen, it get converted into metal hydride. Fine. M means here any of the metal. Take lithium, sodium, potassium, take any of the metal. When this metal, when it is reacted with hydrogen, as we know hydrogen exists in H2 form. Okay, it does not Okay, when this metal react with hydrogen at very high temperature, your temperature is 673 Kelvin, it get converted into metal hydride. Okay, and that is the MH. When group 2 metal react leaving behind beryllium, when it is being reacted with hydrogen, they will form hydride in the form of MH2. Okay, in group 1 it has been forming in MH form. In group 1 it is been forming in MH form, while in group 2 it has been forming in MH2 form. Fine, both are forming hydride when reacted with hydrogen. But in group 1 it has been forming in MH form, while in group 2 it has been forming in MH2. You see your metal is there of metal of group 2 leaving behind beryllium. When it is being reacted with H2, it get converted. The condition here, a triangle is being made. A triangle means not is means it is being heated. The reaction is being heated. Okay, we are supplying heat to the reaction. So when metal is reacted with hydrogen, it get converted into metal hydride in the form of MH2. Now the next reaction of group 1 is with halogen. What is halogen? Halogen is your group 17 element. When these group 17, that is the fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, etc. Okay, these group 17 element is your halogen. When group 1, that is a alkali metal, react vigorously with halogen, it get converted into ionic halide salt. Okay, it get converted into ionic halide salt. So when any of the metal of group 1 reacted with halogen, it get converted into ionic halide. Let's see one. When lithium, let's see lithium, let's take a reaction. Li, two molecule of Li, when it is being reacted with X2, it get converted into 2Li plus. Okay, let's see, take here in place of metal Li, in place of halide Cl. Okay, so 2Li plus Cl2, that is a chlorine, it get converted into 2Li plus Cl minus. Okay, so when any of the metal of group 1 react very fast with halogen, it get converted into their respective ionic halide salt. While when group 2, that is the alkaline earth metal, when it is being reacted or combined with halogen at high temperature, the temperature should be high, it get converted into respective halide, metal halide. Okay, so here see, when metal, any of the metal of group 2, when it is being reacted with any of the halide, it get converted into metal halide. So here student, while in group 1, when these alkali metal react with halogen, it produce their ionic halide salt. They produce their halide salt. Okay, while group 2 element, that is your alkaline earth metal, when it is being reacted or treated or combined with halogen at high temperature, it get converted into their respective metal halide. Student, take a pen and book in your hand and write down the reaction, each of the reaction. Okay, we have studied today 4 reaction for group 1 and 4 reaction for group 2. You are supposed to study each and every reaction very properly. Hope you all have understood. Study well student. Take care. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Thank you student.